To this story now, the 21-year-old man charged with murder after 6 decomposing female bodies were found in a Joburg building is back in court today. Sex workers say they've positively identified him as the man targeting them. They also say 2 of the bodies that were discovered were pregnant. He's now being identified as Sifiso Mkhwanazi. Let's take you live to court now. All right, we have our reporter Aviwe Mtila there. We understand that court has adjourned. Aviwe, take us through the proceedings of this morning.
Short proceedings, Mfundo, in Johannesburg Court 10 as the matter has been postponed for bail application. On the state side, the state says that it still has outstanding DNA and the identification of the bodies themselves. So they're saying that they're conducting further investigations at this stage, but we've been called back to the magistrate court here in Johannesburg on the 31st of October, where the official bail application of Sifiso Mkhwanazi, the 20-year-old, accused, of course, of one of those 6 bodies that were discovered some 2 weeks ago in Johannesburg, has been officially named. We do know the ID parade has also taken place here, but I guess the bone of contention, Mfundo, in the court proceedings is what we heard from the defense today, that they're saying that the accused is a bit angry, disturbed by his father visiting him in court, together with the investigating officer in this matter, and the father trying to force a confession out of this 20-year-old, something that the magistrate Betty Kumalo gave a tongue lashing to the state against, saying that a confession must not be coerced. In fact, it must come naturally, or else it's going to be another stumbling block when it comes to the trial proceedings. In fact, these are just some of what I want to touch with the NPA spokesperson, Sispindi Mtila. Sispindi, thank you for joining us at eNCA. You heard another tongue lashing towards the state today because of those allegations of the father visiting the son and wanting a confession out of him. I want your reaction on this. Surely it can't be that the state is doing this.
Well, we are yet to follow up that information as the NPA. But as for the requirements for a confession to be admissible in court, we are clear with that as the NPA. We know the law. We know that a confession has to be done voluntarily, and it must be done in front of a peace. We are not sure about the circumstances that were brought before court by the accused, but as the court has indicated, and it was a warning anyway from the court, and we don't regard that as a tongue lashing. We regard that as the court reminding us of the responsibility that we have as the state. Firstly, we have the responsibility to prove this case beyond reasonable doubt, with or without a confession, because when we placed the matter before the court, we had no such information, as we still don't have such information as the NPA. So we don't rely on such a document. So it's neither here nor there. What we are relying on is the prima facie evidence that we have established as the state. So in terms of what has transpired, we will be talking to what is alleged to have transpired. We will be talking to the investigating officer to find out, but obviously it is also our duty to ensure that each and every evidence that is collected in this case is collected in accordance with the law.
Now, we do know the ID parade happened on Friday. Maybe take us through who was part of the ID parade, and was it successful in pointing out the alleged culprit?
Well, you would have the accused person as well as the witnesses of the state, and those people that attended the ID parade will form part of the witness list, and those witnesses' identification will be dealt with during the trial stage, and the process thereof. It forms part of the evidential material that can only be divulged during the trial stage.
At this stage, are you still pursuing one murder case, and what happens to the other 5 bodies? Will you be looking into what happened? Where are you with the investigations, and what do you have at your disposal?
Investigations are not yet concluded. We are still sitting with the same charges that we preferred when the accused made his first appearance in court. Regarding the other bodies that were found, the investigations are ongoing. Amongst others is the DNA results that are outstanding. So we'll be guided by what the investigations uncovers.
All right, thank you very much. Sispindi Mtila from the NPA confirming that the DNA results are still outstanding at this stage, and we do know the ID of the 6 bodies that were discovered just some 2 weeks ago also haven't been confirmed. Of course, bone of contention in court was the father visiting the accused in prison together with the investigating officer, and where they tried to force a confession out of him. Something that Betty Kumalo, the magistrate here, spoke quite pointedly against, suggesting that a confession mustn't be coerced and a confession must be something that comes out of the will of the accused. So we're back at the magistrate court on the 31st of October for the official bail application of Sifiso Nasib Mkhwanazi, 20-year-old accused of murdering at least one of the 6 bodies that were discovered here.